Hi, this is Vinney Chopra. Thank you for again joining on my podcast, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. As you know, I wrote that book, which is a top seller in Amazon. Internationally also got a lot of acclaim, reviews and all. And this podcast is about syndication, about commercial investing. I like to bring great guests for you and dig into their story, their successes, and find out some nuggets from them so that you could really enjoy them and learn from them and then implement them. All right, guys, Vinney is back. Hey, thank you for liking all the great, postings and things that my team. I do very little work, guys. I want to be totally frank with you all, but my team makes me look better, and they do a lot of postings every day, even 3 times a day now, into all the places. And the TikTok, I had one, some kind of clipping got 50,000, not million, 50,000 views, all that stuff. So thank you for liking this Apartment Syndication Made Easy podcast. And then my Vinney and Bo show on Friday at 9:30 Pacific, which is our live show, which goes every Friday. Then Abundance Mindset with Vinney Chopra and Walter Amarello on every Thursday, 8 a.m. live. We do that also, and it becomes into podcast and reels and all that stuff. So thank you. I really appreciate your liking the content and giving us 5-star reviews. That helps us always. And again, share, comment. Like we got brother Alex in the house. We're going to hang out with Alex Jarbo. Is amazing person. I just got to know him a little bit. He was sharing how I might have affected him a little bit, through my book. But he's a short-term rental developer and manager. Guys, this is the episode for you. I'm telling you, if you are not into short-term, you got to learn, because that is the biggest thing going. And there will be great opportunities coming also in 2023. So you got to know this market, because you can double, triple, quadruple, the income from the same unit, and that's what I love it, because I'm also getting Alex into senior assisted living, which is also hyper way to do Airbnb, because the seniors pay 4 times the rent, even though we have cooking and all that, and those things. So let's see, from God's country, Asheville, North Carolina. Right there, Alex is here, and he was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. He served in the Marine Corps for 4.5 years, where he was stationed in the Washington, D.C. Hold on. I went to school there, George Washington University, brother.
Oh yeah, I was at 8th and I at the building, the military building there. Yeah, where like the parade grounds are and stuff. Yeah, I lived there for 4 years. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, he's been Marine Corps at 22, old and pursues his career as a real estate professional. He's the founder and CEO of the Sargon Investments, and has a goal of developing 650 cabins in the next 3 years. I know he's going to accomplish it. Alex holds an MBA. That's what I was doing. MBA over there in marketing at George Washington, with a concentration in real estate development, and currently finishing a doctorate. Hold on. Doctorate also. Where do you find all that time, brother?
Oh, yeah. It's just I just love learning.
Leadership. Yeah. He's the host of the YouTube channel. Alex builds out short-term development management. Alex is a Guinness World Record Holder and has been practicing street magic. Hold on.
It's the Guinness World Records right there, actually.
Yeah, like over there. Look at that, guys. Look at that. We got it.
My degrees are over here, but that's what's important. No,
that's what's important. Look at that. So we're gonna have fun, guys. You're in for, and we might go for 40 minutes or whatever, but we'll break it up in 3 parts. My team does a great job. Shout out to brother Ralph, and also Uriel team members, and brother, David, and lots of great people in my team, and brother, Walter and others, and Bo, and anyway. All right, Alex. Hey, brother, how are you doing today? Tell me.
Great. I'm super excited to be on.
For breakfast today? Tell me that.
So, oh, that's a good question. So I actually go pretty light on my breakfasts. I just do 2 eggs, and then I'm Middle Eastern, so we have like these things called kiftas, which are essentially hamburgers. But I usually eat that in the morning, 2 eggs and a couple of those. I go very light with my breakfasts.
Oh, you
Yeah,
do. I like oatmeal. This guy,
yeah,
young guy at 70. See, I just turned 70. I'm just so excited. My energy is going overflowing.
yeah, I love it.
So tell me more. Maybe you want to take us from the start, how
Yeah.
you developed, your mentality, your thinking mindset. I always say, mindset is huge. Being in the, Marines and all, right? And then you got into real estate.
Hi, you are listening to Syndication Made Easy podcast. We will be right back after this short break.
Hi, thank you so much. This is Vinney Chopra, and thank you for subscribing to my podcast and YouTube channel and Facebook pages and all the great things, and LinkedIn. Connect with me. I come live to you every Friday at 9:30 Pacific with Vinney and Bo show. Please also look at that, and also the podcast, which is my Apartment Syndication Made Easy. The book I wrote a couple of years back became international top seller on Amazon International now. And then we like to bring great guests for you every week or twice a week sometime to give you a lot of great knowledge. So please subscribe. You give us 5-star reviews on the iTunes. The better the guests we can bring, and our ranking will go higher also. Thanks again for following us and really getting the most out of it. Please comment, like, share, because we would love to bring better and better material for you. And then you got into real estate. So tell us.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could take you all the way back. So I think my mentality started in the Marine Corps. And it wasn't just the mentality of developing this like tough military mindset. I think where a lot of my success came from in the military, because I did have a short but successful military career. I think just the importance of having good mentors in my life, both in the military and also what I'm doing right now, has been one of the most influential things. So outside of mindset, I mean, just incorporating myself and associating myself with people that have achieved 10x what my goals are has been absolutely influential in my mindset, because it's completely shifted the way I thought. Because I went from developing 1 or 2 cabins at the same time to today we're developing $10 million worth of cabins and looking to triple it next year. But that came from just finding the right mentor that was like, why can't you do 10 million? Why can't you do 50 million next year? So yeah, the mentality, but also associating myself with the right people has been huge in that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Again, there's so much parallelism with a lot of people starting out. Mind is so amazing because it can just open up so many chapters. When we think small, we major in minors. When
minor things.
Think big, we major in majors. I always say that. And we should always try to major in majors. That's excellent. How did you get into the cabin business then?
Yeah. So so I served 4.5 years in the Marine Corps. My last year, I had decided I didn't want to re-enlist. And so I just started reading a lot of different books, with general business books, general leadership books. And there is a difference between like military leadership and civilian leadership. So leadership books, general business books, and real estate books. And I landed on real estate and mainly flipping books. And I had joined a flipping mentorship while I was still in the Marine Corps. And what I was on a group coaching call, and the gentleman that ran that program, he had just barely mentioned, it was like one sentence, that all of his long-term wealth, this was back in 2015, 16, all of his long-term wealth was tied into short-term rentals on the real estate side. So that really like perked my ears, got my attention. And I actually got him to do a one-on-one call with me. I said, hey, I'm interested in the flipping thing, but I'm really, really interested in that. I come from like a hosting family, like a hospitality family. Like Middle Easterns are very, very, they love to host people. So that sort of perked my ears a little bit when it came to hosting people with like properties you own, maybe properties that you sublease. So he was the very first person to teach me, because books didn't really exist on this topic. It was just him giving me his experience. he was the first person to teach me how to choose the right short-term rental market. So he had helped me choose a couple, and I had decided on Asheville, North Carolina. So the day I got out of the military, I moved straight here. I didn't go back home. And I got my real estate license. I had like about 8 months worth of savings to sort of get me through while I figured my stuff out. And I just started working as a real estate agent. And outside of just helping people purchase and sell properties, I was also looking for a property for myself to use as a short-term rental. And at that time, what I realized, everything was either way out of my price range or it was in my price range, but it wouldn't have done well as a short-term rental. So like it would have maybe done well as a long-term rental, but there was nothing unique about it. So after 6 months of looking, I decided to build my first cabin. So my very first real estate investment was a brand new ground up development. It was an 800 square foot A-frame that we own to this day. 1 turned into 2 really quickly, 2 turned into 4. I brought on some investor capital after that. And then today we're developing, like I said, $10 million worth of cabins, properties, and then I'm hoping to triple that next year.
Wonderful. I'm sure the audience want to know, when you say cabins, we talk about cabins like Lake Tahoe is nearby.
Yeah.
Right? And
I started small, very 800 square foot cabin when I started. Yeah.
800 is pretty good size. I mean, units in the apartment complex are 657, 673, 700, 800. So this is like 1-bedroom cabins then?
Yeah. So I'll give you all the numbers because I love using that first one as an example, because now in our portfolio, I mean, we have 3,500 square foot, 4,000 square foot cabins that we've purchased, but that very first one's a really good case study. So that one's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 830 square foot A-frame. And for some reason, those A-frames in my market do very, very well. With land acquisition, again, this is just my first one, but with land acquisition, with building it, with furnishing it, turnkey, was about $250,000. I had gotten a loan on the development as well. So I think I put like 10 to 15% on my own pocket and then furnished it as well. That property last year, that one was our first one. We've been managing for like 6 years, but that one last year grossed $82,000 and it netted $46,000 after debt service and expenses, just off one, $46,000 just off one property. My cash on cash, I was just curious. I'd never even done that. Sure. But when I started working with investors, obviously they're asking for cash on cash, IRRs, cap rates, and all that fun stuff. So I just went back and I was curious to see what this property was built prior to COVID, but I was curious to see what the cash on cash that one was. And I put $40,000 of my own money into that property. Mm-hmm. So technically that property's cash on cash is like what, 110, 115% a year.
Right, exactly.
Something insane. And you can discount those numbers now with COVID, maybe discount them 20, 30%, but you're still looking at